Hello and welcome to CLEA'S World. I am Clea Nicchiarico, and today I would like to share more of the information I've received from the 25th dimension in my last QHHT hypnosis session. And before I move forward, I would also like to ask you to please like my video and give it a thumbs up, because it does help me put out more videos. It does help other people find this video as well. And also please leave me a comment, because I'd like to know how you're doing, if this resonates, or just stop by and say hi. I love to read the comments. It does feel good to know I'm not just talking to a screen here, putting stuff out into the ether. So when I'm going to start reading from the transcript, from the portion that we'll be talking about today. And when I refer to Carolyn, she's my hypnotist, and she is reading questions that I prepared in advance of the session. And when I say me, I'm referring to myself under hypnosis, which means that the message is coming from the 25th dimension. So without further ado, Carolyn, is it possible to connect with and get information from the angels, Jesus, and Mary? Me, you can if you believe. All you're doing is you're tapping into. Now, Mary and Jesus, they're people. They were people. And so, yes, you can connect, just like some people can connect to aliens. But I told you how that works. It's really the alien that chooses to connect with us or with a certain person. So you can, but really what you're doing when you're connecting with an angel, you're connecting with source. That's all you're doing. You're just using your little shortcut, because angels are not people. They're not full entities in themselves. They're just a tool in the matrix. And here you might want to refer to, I made a couple of different videos about this. One was about how we connect, or how some people connect to angels, channelers, channel angels, and the fact that angels are, when they say they're a tool, it's not in a derogative way, the way that we talk about tools, in the general language. They mean tool as in, when you play a video game, you have these things that you can buy to make your life easier or to help you win the game. And that's what they mean. So angels were put in by God into the matrix to help us. And that's what it means, that they're not full entities. They are basically, it's a shortcut to reaching God. And I've also put out a video about how channelers are channeling aliens. And that's a completely different story. So here they're saying that basically channeling Mary and Jesus is like channeling in alien, because they are people. All right. So Carolyn, thank you. So we were told in the last session that some spiritual channelers were actually infiltrated, like on YouTube, and were used by the dark. What is the purpose of this? Me. The dark is playing, and they've lost a lot of people, especially to religion. They've lost a lot of people from religion, and they're still putting in different things. They kind of undermine every area of life. So, for example, New Age spirituality was a way they were trying to capture people that had left religion. So this is why they've infiltrated a lot of people. Now, a lot of people are easily infiltrated because, again, they haven't cleared their ego minds. They still believe they still believe in the stuff. They still want to believe the stuff they say because it matches. They haven't really evolved past some bottlenecks, some of their own limitations and limiting beliefs. That's why they were easily manipulated. So sometimes they are doing this to themselves. Sometimes they just open themselves up to other people taking advantage of them. So they might hear this information. It resonates with them because they haven't really done the work, and then they pass it on. So a lot of the stuff they think they're tapping into source, all they're doing is tapping into somebody else's idea, which is how all ideas are spread. They're out there, and then you pick up, you choose whichever one you espouse. And I think they're talking about a lot of the people that repeat the same things over and over they've heard in other places. And so it makes sense to them when they talk about ascension. They talk about the fact that, there are sleepers and we all have to awaken and we're collectively going to a new 5D reality. None of that is true. The 25th has very much broken down how this works for us. And all those messages, what they have, the underlying current is that somehow we're not good enough and we have to improve ourselves. And we are here in 3D because, again, it's a hierarchy in these people's view of life. And therefore we have to get up the ladder because otherwise we're not good enough. And now we're getting a promotion because finally we've done the work, even though it's taken us, all this time to do it. All of this is not true. There's nothing wrong with us. We are here to play, and we are doing exactly what we came to do. The only problem is then that the other team, the dark team, has been better at playing than we have. So they actually screwed up because they never wanted the balance to be lost either. Once the balance has been lost, this is why we decided to take this game down. Carolyn, correct. Is it true that there is work being done on Ganymede? I think that's how you read it, Ganymede, for the benefit of this earth? Me. No, none of that is true. And there are a lot of people who speak on behalf of aliens who say that they have implants or they communicate with aliens who are saying there's work going on Ganymede, like mad beds and stuff. And they're saying, no, it's not true. Caroline, you already told us that people that were being told are involved, like Elon Musk, Richard Branson, are gone. Me, yeah, they are dead. Caroline, and they are here again in Shell to continue their storyline. Me, they're being used. Their image is being used, but no, they're not here anymore. Caroline, why have these people left Earth already? Me, they have left because a lot of the dark has moved on already. They're just, when we say that we are bored, they actually were really tired. These people are really, they've been hanging in there as long as they could, but they need to go. And they don't mean they need to go as in, when somebody says, oh, you gotta go. They mean as they have a need to go. So that's why they're taking themselves out, they're leaving. Carolyn, so are there entities that are still here? Are they working towards the light now? Or are they still continuing in the vein that the living were living? Me, no, they're gone, they're dead. Sorry, did you ask me about that? Carolyn, so the question was, is their work continuing? Me, on the surface, yeah. It's not, it's all breaking down. None of what they have planned will come through. Carolyn, there are two women, and she mentions these two women that do say that they channel or they're in communication with aliens. And what makes my ears perk up every time I hear these things is when they say that they have implants, or there's abduction stories, or that the people they're in contact with are always high level in the hierarchy. Again, you can refer to previous videos I've made where I speak about what it takes for an alien to actually communicate with a human, and it's not necessarily a good thing. So Carolyn, there are two women, and she says these names, and I responded basically, I cut her off because I already knew the question, because I've written the question, so the 25th already knows what I'm trying to ask. Me, no, they are completely infiltrated. They might not know. There is a chance they don't know. But there has been mind programming going on over there. This doesn't just happen. Something has happened to them. This is not just regular infiltration or ego. They've actually been programmed, physically programmed. So I do actually feel bad for these women. Carolyn, to say these things, that they're part of me, yeah. I don't know if it's MK Ultra, something like that. They have been changed to be used by the dark. They spread a lot of misinformation. And this is quite unfortunate. Carolyn, so that's their job for the dark, to spread this erroneous information. Me, I feel bad for them because there are a lot of people that have been trapped in these situations. But again, nobody can be forced, right? Carolyn, right, yeah. Can we see and channel or connect with aliens? Me, we can channel them, but it's the alien that takes over. It's not a regular channeling. It's not like you're equal or you're allowing yourself, and they cannot come into somebody who has essence. So these are people who have left, basically. Carolyn, oh, okay. So they're literally coming into a shell. They're not actually me. They're coming into a shell, yeah. Basically the soul at that point, you know how it always comes and goes. It just doesn't even come. It doesn't even come back anymore. Carolyn, there's a woman, so there's another woman who says that she's a high commander of the Interstellar Federation or whatever that is. I can't keep up with all these high sounding titles that make it feel like the person who's bringing information is so authoritative. Me. Yeah, she was a shell. Something very odd is going on over there. She's a shell. She's an NPC. And basically she's being used by this entity who is not. I'm going to ask if this entity actually believes what he's saying, if he actually is an alien. No, this is all a fiction that was established by the dark to spread certain understanding of things that are not true. She does say things that resonate every once in a while, but also she's putting guilt and sense of inferiority into us. And by spreading things like, oh, the aliens are here to take care of you because you're a mess, because you killed yourself by overpopulation, because, etc., etc. These are all limiting beliefs. Also, the aliens, other civilizations, we've discussed this before. They believe that we're inferior here, that we're just a mess. You know what is funny is that, and this is probably why I am so sensitive to these things. Not sensitive as in I'm touchy about it. I really don't care. I realize everybody comes from wherever they come from. It's not like other people have to share my point of view. What I mean is I'm sensitive to is in I'm able to pick them up. Like I sniff these things out when they happen because it's always the same. It's always played the same way. I come from Italy. And for some reason, in some countries abroad, there's a little bit of going on here in the United States as well. Italy is considered to be a basket case. And I'm not saying we're not. I mean, but we have a lot of great things going for us as well. Now, after we've seen the world fall apart the past 2 years, we've realized maybe we're not the biggest basket case. There are a lot of other people who somehow thought they were superior to us, or they had strong governments, whereas the government in Italy is very clownish, which agreed, I think all governments, I mean, if they're clownish, that's the best thing they can be, because it's when they're serious that they're really scary. But basically, we've all realized, no, they're all the same, and they're all willing to do the worst things. So the difference is that in Italy, we were kind of, or many of us were aware of this. We never took governments seriously. That's why we haven't behaved the way that they behave. But this is what I'm talking about here, where they're referring to. A lot of aliens like to think of people on Earth as we're like inferior somehow. And a lot of these channeled messages bring through exactly that view. They might cloud this judgment in words that sound so spiritual, so high-minded. But at the end of the day, like, for example, this particular person, this particular alien that's coming through this woman, he says, oh, we came back to save you because you killed yourself by overpopulation. And I've heard other messages where they say that the light workers from the future or populations from the future have come back because a lot of the dark in the multiverse was basically rooted in our present reality on Earth. So they wanted to change the past, which again, there's no future and past. So again, these messages are all very condescending. When you hear something that sounds condescending, you must question and of course, this is your choice. I don't mean must, like you must do anything. But I do question the intent of the message, because with all the times I've connected to the 25th, all the messages I've gotten, there has never been a condescending message about anybody, not even about the dark doing the worst thing. So that's where I know that this information is the truth. If we have the ability to know a truth, this is the truth. It resonates with me because, again, it's not condescending. It's not making anybody feel awful, because every time somebody feels awful, this is working towards the dark. This is dense energy. This is not a light and fluffy energy like they want us to believe, like they're all love and light. This doesn't feel love and light to me at all. So, Carolyn, excuse me. So, Carolyn, so is she not from the future? Because this person says she's from the future. Me, oh, she's not from the future. There is no future. Carolyn, is it true that the light workers that come from the future to change the destiny of Earth? Me, there is no future. Carolyn, there is no future. There is no Earth future. Me, everything is happening right now. However, in some realities, you know, that you can create, that we have created and said, okay, we're going to do this because we don't like it. So if that's what you want to think of as the future, you can. But there is no future. That's not the future. But we didn't come back here because there was darkness that was going to spread. The darkness was already in all kinds of places. We're just ending it. We're just taking it down for that reason. So again, while the aliens like to make us feel, or at least the messages we're getting, whatever aliens are actually interested in connecting with us, which I question why they're even interested in getting these messages through. I'm actually going to ask about this. They were trying to tell us that we are causing a lot of the darkness, whereas we're not causing it, we're actually ending it. The darkness is everywhere. We're actually ending it here, and they should be grateful to us instead of being so judging. So I hope that makes you feel as satisfied as it made me in saying that, because I am tired of being talked down to. We are all ascended masters. Nobody's better than anybody else. Next, Carolyn. Understood, very much understood. What are NPCs, so non-player characters, and what is their purpose? Who creates them? Me. NPCs were here. They're just humans. They're on this planet. They grow up. They are born from each other. Well, quote unquote, right? The way we look at it, it looks like they're born of each other. We're always discussing, we already discussed this, that we don't birth each other. So NPCs are just humans without a soul, without an essence in them. Carolyn. So what is the purpose of a soul entering their bodies? Me. The soul wants to hang out. Carolyn. They just want to come hang out? Me. Yeah. Just like we have planets waiting for us to go into. The animals do the same thing. They don't bring their own bodies. They come into the bodies of the animals on this planet. Carolyn. What's the difference in behavior and mental ability between an NPC and bodies with souls? Me. The difference is the ability to learn. So in essence, has the ability to change and grow even, if that's how you want to call it in human terms, you would call it growing. It really isn't. You're just switching gears because you want to try different things. Whereas an NPC is pretty much almost on autopilot. It's very hard for an NPC to change course. Carolyn. So there's just like the man who works in the same job for 50 years, me. He just keeps going. Carolyn. Yeah, keeps going. Is this what the dark has been wanting to do when they talk about depopulating the planet down to 500 million people? To take us down to the number of NPCs, or maybe to the number of actual souls? Me. No, they just wanted to go back to one of the past resets, one of the past existences we've had here. In this particular existence, they thought they had things. They liked things more. Things were dark, were going their way. But it wasn't so bad like it is now, where it's really not fun for them either. And so they want to take us back there. That's what they want to do. They're trying to change the way time works here. That's another thing they've been playing with, and they were laughing here. They think they can change how time works, which is pretty funny. I mean, they are brilliant. That's the thing. I mean, they come up with all kinds of interesting things. And again, I love the lightness. They always have this lightness about them, no matter what they talk about. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do let me know in the comments if you did, and please do like and share this video if you did enjoy it, if you think that other people might be interested in this topic. And thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye-bye.